Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think McFly.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most despicable and rage-inducing characters in cinema history. We're including both heroes and villains for their hateable qualities, but annoying or simply grating characters like Jar Jar Binks don't make the cut.
No, Mr. Stay. Mr. called Jar Jar Binks. Mr. your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is.
Also, watch out for spoilers. Number 100, Justin Hammer, Iron Man 2.
You know, we live in a world of grave threats that Mr. Stark will not always be able to foresee.
To put it in simple terms, this guy's a douche. Hammer cuts every corner he can in his attempts to outshine Tony Stark. He's perfectly content breaking out murderous physicist Ivan Vanko just to strut on stage with his cringy little dance. Sarcastic, self-absorbed, and with a fragile ego, the antagonist spends the entire film wildly overestimating his own importance.
Let me tell you something. Size does matter. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Despite talking a big game, none of Hammer's schemes ever works out. By the end, he's reduced to a bystander in his own villainous plot, ending up in jail without so much as a struggle.
Trying to pin this on me, huh? That's good. You're starting to think like a CEO, taking out the competition.
Although Sam Rockwell brings a certain charm to the role, it's hard to feel anything but contempt for the character. Number 99, Dennis Nedry, Jurassic Park.
Gracias, señor. Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
We're told that Jurassic Park failed because it couldn't contain its prehistoric residents. But at its core, it all came down to one thing: greed.
You know anybody who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I bid for this job? Because if you can, I'd love to see him try.
Sorry about your financial problems, Dennis. I really am, but they are your problems.
Oh, you're right, John. You're absolutely right.
More specifically, the greed of Dennis Nedry, who willingly stabs everyone in the back. Fully aware of the chaos his actions would unleash, Nedry leaves the island's inhabitants to fend for themselves while plotting his own escape. Smarmy, loud, and unapologetic, he carries himself with an annoying swagger that makes him instantly punchable.
And no wonder you're extinct.
In the end, his memorably gruesome death remains his greatest contribution. A fitting demise for a man who risked it all for a quick payday. Number 98, Julianne Jules Potter, My Best Friend's Wedding.
I thought the bridesmaids all wore the same dress.
Not you. You wouldn't be comfortable unless you were distinctive.
What else did he tell you?
Julia Roberts' natural charm cannot be denied, but let's be honest, Jules Potter is as conceited as they come. In her mind, everything revolves around her, including her best friend's wedding. She sets out to ruin his big day, not for love, but just so she can win.
Choose me. Marry me. Let me make you happy.
Disregarding Michael's genuine love for his fiancée, Jules refuses to take no for an answer. Though her antics earn a few laughs, they're still the actions of someone who never really grew up. While she does come around at the end, we can't overlook the trail of questionable behavior she displays throughout the film.
Hello, George.
Hey, gorgeous. Having a good time?
Not particularly, but I did what I came to do.
Number 97, Prince Hans, Frozen.
Only an act of true love can save me.
A true love's kiss.
Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
Outwardly charismatic and a seemingly perfect romance for Anna, the Prince of the Southern Isles turns out to be the exact opposite. Preying on her insecurities, Hans turns on the charm while setting his sinister plans in motion. He exploits the icy tension between Anna and Elsa, driving a wedge between the sisters in pursuit of a throne that isn't his to begin with. Once the nice guy facade thaws away, Hans is exposed for who he truly is.
You won't get away with this.
Oh, I already have.
A power-hungry fraud whose ego outgrows his head. He probably gets off easier than he deserves, but at least Anna's punch delivers the payoff we were all waiting for. Number 96, Judge Doom, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'll catch the rabbit, Mr. Valiant. Then I'll try him, convict him, and execute him.
While most tunes of this 80s classic are harmless, Judge Doom is pure nightmare fuel. Even before his true nature is revealed, everything about the antagonist is scary, from his eerie, almost lifeless appearance to his cold, calculating menace. He wields control of the dip with deadly glee, becoming the antithesis of the joyful cartoons we grew up loving.
Hey, I seen a rabbit. Where?
See? Unlike the slapstick yet well-meaning residents of Toontown, he's a tyrannical figure bent on wiping out his own kind. While many look back fondly at the film as a treasured piece of nostalgia, Doom is a reminder that even cartoons have monsters lurking within. All things considered, Doom seems like an R-rated villain dropped into a G-rated world.
Remember me, Eddie? When I killed your brother, I talked.
Number 95, The Nerds, Revenge of the Nerds.
We really need some help. We figured pretty girls like you might be able to suggest a fraternity.
Well, you know, boys, choosing the right fraternal organization can be one of the most important decisions in a man's life.
For sure.
For a group of underdogs, these characters behave far worse than the designated villains. What starts as payback at their tormentors spirals into creepy and downright criminal behavior. Among their most disturbing actions is hooking up with a woman while impersonating her boyfriend.
You're that nerd.
Yeah.
God, you were wonderful.
Even at the time, their antics raised eyebrows, making the nerds appear mean-spirited and unapologetically misogynistic. Worst of all, they're portrayed as misunderstood heroes, glossing over their horrible actions as if they were justified.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
Time has not been kind to the film, exposing the main characters as predators hiding behind a nerdy mask.
No one's really gonna be free until nerd persecution ends. Oh.
Number 94, Lady Tremaine, Cinderella.
Do shut up.
No matter which version of the character, Cinderella's evil stepmother lives up to her status. But Cate Blanchett's live-action portrayal may just be the most conniving of them all. While retaining her animated counterpart's streak of cruelty, Lady Tremaine brings an unprecedented layer of spite.
This thing is so old-fashioned, it's practically falling to pieces. The shoulder's frayed. Oh, it's falling to bits.
Not only does she reduce Ella to a scullery maid, she also orchestrates her misery from the shadows. Driven by resentment and deep-seated envy for her stepdaughter, the villainess rationalizes her actions at every turn.
And though no one deserves to be treated as you have treated me, why do you do it? Why?
Why? Because you are young and innocent and good, and I...
Blanchett's towering performance not only portrays all the vile traits expected from one of Disney's most infamous antagonists, but arguably exceeds them.
You've spared the kingdom a great deal of embarrassment.
And I should like to keep it that way.
Number 93, Beni Gabor, The Mummy.
What a surprise! My good friend, you're alive! I was so very, very worried.
Well, if it ain't my little buddy Beni, I think I'll kill you.
Think of my children!
From the moment he slithers onto the screen, we cannot wait until this slimy villain gets what's coming to him. An opportunist in every sense of the word, betrayal is part of Beni's identity. He'll sell out anyone to save his own skin, even if that means siding with an undead fiend like Imhotep. Though he despises every moment of serving the titular mummy, Beni's cowardice outweighs any sense of conscience. The only things that drive Beni are self-preservation and greed. So, when his luck finally runs out, his fate feels like a worthy moment of poetic justice. As Rick so eloquently says,
Goodbye, Beni.
Number 92, Alexander Pierce, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
I don't care about one boat, I care about the fleet. If this council is going to fall to rancor every time someone pushes us on the playing field, maybe we need someone to oversee us.
As the Secretary of the World Security Council, the effortlessly charismatic Robert Redford initially traps viewers into a false sense of security. But the reveal of his true nature sends shockwaves through the film. As the secret head of Hydra, Pierce chases power through deception and manipulation. Driven by an unchecked god complex, the villain embeds himself like a parasite within S.H.I.E.L.D., setting up Hydra's control over the world.
Society is at a tipping point between order and chaos. Tomorrow morning, we're going to give it a push.
There's no redemption waiting for him at the end of the line either, as Pierce lives and dies embracing Hydra's fanatical ideology. And it's safe to say no one's shedding any tears for this heartless traitor.
The time I would have taken a bullet for you.
You already did. You will again when it's useful.
Number 91, The Sheriff of Nottingham, Various.
Join us or die.
No matter the iteration, the sheriff is almost always the worst person on screen. From the Disney version's tormenting and greedy behavior to Alan Rickman's devilishly charming take on the character, the sheriff is consistently up to no good.
Criminally, now I know why your mama called you nutsy.
Mad with power and deep in undeserved riches, the character is defined by his sinister flair. While the extent of his cruelty varies by adaptation, we hate his guts each and every time.
Would you prefer pain or death?
Death.
Torturing.
Ticking every box in the classic villain playbook, the Sheriff of Nottingham is deliberately fashioned out as the bad guy we love to watch beaten and humiliated at his own game.
And call off Christmas.
Number 90, Mrs. Danvers, Rebecca.
This is Mrs. Danvers.
How do you do? How do you do?
Talk about next-level creepy. While the titular character's spirit looms over the film, it's Mrs. Danvers who truly haunts the second Mrs. De Winter. Obsessed with preserving the chilling legacy of her departed mistress, she torments our heroine time and again.
You've nothing to live for, really, have you? Look down there. It's easy, isn't it? Why don't you? Why don't you?
Mrs. Danvers' grip on reality continues to fade away, as her desperation to cling to the past takes her to unsettling new extremes. Her presence amplifies the film's exploration of psychological trauma, creating a deep-seated sense of paranoia in each scene. Weaponizing the second Mrs. De Winter's pain and vulnerability only solidifies our contempt for her. So, when the hollow walls of Manderley come burning down, we're not exactly mourning. Number 89, Professor Callahan, Legally Blonde.
Are you hitting on me?
You're a beautiful girl.
So everything you just said?
I'm a man who knows what he wants.
Number 88, Sierra Burgess. Sierra Burgess is a loser.
But do you ever feel sometimes like the world is just conspiring against you? To tell you that you're not good enough?
Yeah. No, I mean, I get why you did it. I do.
Number 87, John Kreese, the Karate Kid franchise.
Here, on the street, in competition, a man confronts you, he's the enemy. An enemy deserves no mercy. What is the problem, Mr. Lawrence?
Hey, come on, let's forget this.
Wait, not yet.
Class, we have visitors. Fall in behind me. Ace!
Number 86, Jim Preston, Passengers.
You know, I'm not saying the universe is evil, but it sure has a nasty sense of humor.
How's that?
You get to fly to another planet, but you'll die along the way.
Number 85, Grandpa Joe, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
And in all the years you've been saying you're going to get out of that bed, I've yet to see you set foot on the floor.
Well, maybe if the floor wasn't so cold.
As children, we see him as a sweet old man accompanying his grandson on a magical adventure. As adults, We see him as a conniving leech who does nothing while his family toils in poverty. How else do you explain his sudden burst of energy, going from bedridden to busting out some sick dance moves?
I never dreamed that I would climb over the moon in ecstasy, but nevertheless it's there that I'm shortly about to be.
Talk about convenient. Even at the factory, Grandpa Joe feeds into Charlie's worst impulses, encouraging him to break the rules and steal Wonka's fizzy lifting drinks. Does he show any remorse? Nope. He pins the blame on Wonka instead.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this? Build up a little boy's hopes and then smash all his dreams to pieces. You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day!
And when Charlie inherits the factory, Grandpa Joe's first concern is himself. A greedy, self-serving old man through and through.
That's right. So the factory's yours, Charlie. You can move in immediately.
And me?
Absolutely.
Number 84, Meredith Blake, The Parent Trap.
First change I make is to send that two-faced little brat off to boarding school in Timbuktu.
Oof, ice woman.
Proud of it, babe.
Number 83, Harry Ellis, Die Hard.
Let's be straight, okay? It's obvious you're not some dumb schmuck up here to snatch a few purses, am I right?
You're very perceptive.
I watch 60 Minutes. I say to myself, these guys are professional, they're motivated, they're happening, i.e. they want something, huh?
Number 82, Mark, Love Actually. Number 81, Kent Mansley, The Iron Giant.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about your gold-armed security, Hogarth! While you're snoozing in your wooded jammies back in Washington, we're wide awake and worried. Why? Because everyone wants what we have, Hogarth.
Number 80, Gordon Gekko, Wall Street.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works.
Anyone whose catchphrase is "greed is good" was never meant to be likable. Gordon Gekko is narcissism personified, a man who not only craves wealth and influence, but also corrupts others down the same path. He demands respect without ever offering it in return, exploiting those around him with a devilish sense of entitlement.
Last night I was reading Rudy the story of Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Pot. You know what happened? Stuck his nose in the pot once too often, and he got stuck.
Inspired by some of Wall Street's most ruthless figures, Gekko toes the line between greedy capitalist and full-blown psychopath. From his total lack of remorse to his compulsive need for control, everything about Gekko is as disturbing as it gets.
You think you could have got this far, this fast with anybody else, huh? You think you'd be out there dicking someone like Darien? No. Now you'd be cold calling widows and dentists to buy 20 shares of some dog shit stock.
Number 79, Major Henry West, 28 Days Later.
You killed all my boys.
Wait.
Number 78, Mrs. Tweedy, Chicken Run.
Poor, worthless, nothings. But all that's about to change. This will take Tweedy's farm out of the Dark Ages and into full-scale automated production.
Number 77, Guy Woodhouse, Rosemary's Baby.
Hey, promise me you wouldn't be hurt. And you haven't been, really. I mean, supposing you had the baby and you lost it. Wouldn't that be the same?
Number 76, Miles Quaritch, The Avatar Franchise.
Pandora will you out dead with zero warning. I pulled your record, Corporal. Venezuela, that was some mean bush. Nothing like this here, though.
Number 75, Count Rugen, The Princess Bride.
What did this do to you? Tell me. And remember, this is for posterity, so be honest.
While Prince Humperdinck gives us plenty of reasons to despise him, his over-the-top mannerisms carry a certain comical charm. Count Rugen's presence, however, makes us shudder in fright. Cold, sadistic, and dripping with bad intentions, he brings an unsettling contrast with the film's satirical tone.
You've been tracing me your whole life only to fail now. I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard. How marvelous.
With no trace of empathy, his boundless cruelty is without restraint. While Humperdinck makes us laugh, there's nothing funny about Rugen's unhinged brutality. That's why it's so satisfying to watch Inigo Montoya claim his long-awaited revenge, as Rugen falls to the blade of the very man he so viciously tormented.
Please, offer me everything I ask for. Anything you want.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
Number 74, Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere?
Number 73, Sack Lodge. Wedding Crashers.
Let me say one thing.
Check out the rack on that bartender. Hey, you're the sack. She'll come to you.
Number 72, Christian Hughes. Midsommar.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danny. Happy birthday to you.
Number 71, Lord Cutler Beckett. The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Advise your brethren. You can fight and all of you will die, or you can not fight, in which case only most of you will die.
You murdered my father.
He chose his own fate.
And you have chosen yours.
Number 70, Lord Shen. Kung Fu Panda 2.
Shen? Good afternoon, gentlemen. Now we've got the pleasantries out of the way, please leave my house.
Even with dangerous skills and abilities, Kung Fu Panda villains stay within the franchise's family-friendly boundaries, but Lord Shen is a striking exception. Although his steely-eyed intensity is a hilarious contrast to Poe's bumbling personality, Shen brings a foreboding sense of tension. Responsible for nearly eradicating pandas across China, he permanently scars Poe by tearing him away from his parents.
You are no match for our kung fu.
I agree, but this is.
Shen's obsessive goal to rewrite his fate seals his own downfall, refusing every shot at redemption along the way. While other villains have some positive qualities, Shen's relentless pursuit of evil only garners our contempt.
Set the soothsayer free. She's no use to me.
Goodbye, Shen. I wish you happiness.
Happiness must be taken.
Number 69, Colonel William Tavington, the Patriot.
Tell me, Captain Wilkins, where your loyalties lie.
To king and country, sir.
Why should I trust a man who betrays neighbors?
Well, those neighbors of mine who stand against England deserve to die a traitor's death,
We'll see.
Number 68, Carl Brunner, Ghost.
Listen to me, Molly. I gotta ask you about something.
Yeah, he needs to borrow $4 million.
When you said that you thought that Sam was here, that he was talking to you, what did you feel? What did he say to you?
Why? What does that have to do with anything?
It's just, listen to me for a second. This psychic lady, I want to know what she told you. I want to know exactly what she said.
Go. Stop this.
Number 67, Charles Muntz, Up.
Well, it's been a wonderful evening, but we better be going. You're not leaving. We don't want to take advantage of your hospitality. Hey, come on, Russell.
But we haven't even had dessert yet.
Oh, the boy's right. You haven't had dessert. Epsilon here makes a delicious cherries jubilee.
Number 66, Adrian Griffin, The Invisible Man.
I know I didn't treat you the way you should have been treated when we were together. But I've learned my lesson. I would burn everything I own just to prove that to you.
Number 65, Brian E. Tallis, Atonement.
I know who it was.
You saw him then?
Yes, I saw him.
With little proof to back up her claims, a single accusation by Bryony destroys 2 innocent lives. Fueled by jealousy and an overactive imagination, she cares little for truth or consequence, effectively sending Robbie to his doom while breaking her sister Cecilia's heart. Sure, she was just a child at the time, but Bryony's refusal to take responsibility even decades later is all the more infuriating.
Oh, I had a crush once, when I was 10 or 11. I jumped into a river to see if he'd save me from drowning.
And how does she atone for her guilt? By granting the star-crossed lovers a fictitious happy ending that she considers an act of kindness. It's a hollow gesture, especially considering it comes long after their tragic and ultimately pointless deaths.
What sense of hope or satisfaction could a reader derive from an ending like that? So in the book, I wanted to give Robbie and Cecilia what they lost out on in life.
Number 64, Tom Hansen, 500 Days of Summer.
Outside there's a boxcar waiting. Outside the family stone. Outside the fire breathing. Outside we wait till the place turns blue.
Number 63, Marla Grayson, I Care a Lot.
Point is, these diamonds don't officially exist. So, no one would ever miss them.
You want to steal them?
No. I want to change their location for a while for safekeeping. See what happens.
Number 62, Noah Calhoun, The Notebook.
Look, I know you get some dirty guy coming up to you on the street, you don't know him. You don't know me, but I know me. And when I see something that I like, I got it. I love it.
Number 61, Henry Rhodes, Day of the Dead.
Nothing happens around here without my knowing about it. And anybody f***s with my command, they get court-martialed, they get executed.
Number 60, The High Evolutionary, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Anything I've done for the betterment of the universe.
Newsflash, Einstein, and better universes generally don't include a bunch of octopuses selling meth to guys with cockroach heads.
They do not.
Rocket's tragic past was alluded to in earlier films, but nothing could prepare us for the real monster behind it. While villains like Ronan the Accuser and Ego were hateable in their own right, this antagonist outdoes them by a mile. Determined to create the perfect species, the High Evolutionary subjects his creations to brutal experiments before discarding them without a second thought.
All personnel, intruders have boarded the ship. Head to the starboard spaceport. Get me the AP-13, then kill the rest.
Behind Rocket's bravado lies a deeply hurt soul, all due to the High Evolutionary's unyielding ambition. With his shrill rage and disregard for life, the character embodies a whole new kind of evil beyond comprehension.
His face came off.
It's a mask.
Look what you did to me.
Number 59, Ernesto de la Cruz, Coco.
Did you ever regret it? Choosing music over everything else?
It was hard, saying goodbye to my hometown, heading off on my own.
Leaving your family?
See.
Number 58, Max Cady, Cape Fear.
All right, okay, I swear to tell the truth. What do you want to know?
Was a prior sexual history ever prepared in connection with my defense? Was a prior sexual history ever prepared in connection with my defense?
Number 57, Captain Dudley Smith, L.A. Confidential.
You're a bit of a puzzlement to me these days, Wendell. You don't seem to be your old cruel self anymore. And I had such grand plans for your future.
What plans?
You have your extracurricular activities, and I have mine.
Number 56, Lena Lamont, Singin' in the Rain.
Ta-te-tee-to-too.
No, Miss Lamont. Round tones, round tones. Now let me hear you read your line.
And I can't stand them.
Number 55, Bella Swan, The Twilight Saga.
Hey, you're from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Aren't people from Arizona supposed to be, like, really tan?
Yeah. Maybe that's why they kicked me out.
She may be the face of the franchise, but that doesn't stop Bella from being one of its most hated characters. Apart from surrendering all personal agency to a vampire over a century older than her, she has little to no personality. To top off her long list of character defects, she strings Jacob along, continues to whine and brood over Edward, and constantly falls into the tired damsel in distress trope.
Alice said that she saw me like you. I heard her.
Her visions change.
Yeah, based on what people decide.
The franchise's unintentional humor doesn't help either, making Bella something of a teenage drama queen. Far from inspiring sympathy, attachment, or even pity, this melodramatic heroine mostly leaves us with secondhand embarrassment.
It's strange. Physically, I feel like I could demolish a tank. Mentally, I just feel drained.
And we still haven't forgiven her for unleashing that horrifying CGI baby into the world. Number 54, Colin Sullivan, The Departed.
I can't even tell you the debt. I just want you to know I'll be recommending you for the Medal of Merit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a gold star around here, huh?
It's the highest honor we got.
Number 53, Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, A Few Good Men.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg?
Number 52, John Doe, 7.
Become vengeance, David.
Oh, she's all right, you tell me.
Become wrath.
Tell me she's all right!
Number 51, Mother Gothel, Tangled.
Mother.
No.
No. Oh. I see how it is. Rapunzel knows best. Rapunzel's so mature now. Such a clever grown-up miss.
Number 50, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, The Dune franchise.
Allow them the dignity of exile.
House Harkonnen would never dream of violating the sanctity of your order. I give you my word.
As the physical embodiment of gluttony and consumption, Baron Harkonnen is every bit as vile as his grotesque appearance suggests. Orchestrating the downfall of House Atreides, he operates like a chess master, stringing his minions along and treating his own family like disposable pawns. Despite his limited screen time, the antagonist looms like a dark cloud over the story. He highlights the franchise's dystopian backdrop, reminding viewers of how wicked every corner of this universe has become. Few villains are as easy to hate but hard to kill, as beating Harkonnen ultimately pushes our hero to embrace his inner darkness. Number 49, Buffalo Bill, The Silence of the Lambs.
She broke her leg on the way down. I know it. She's been licking
Hey, don't you hurt my dog!
Don't you make me hurt your dog!
Hey, you don't know what pain is!
Number 48, Jack Torrance, The Shining.
Has it ever occurred to you that I have agreed to look after the Overlook Hotel until May the 1st? Does it matter to you at all that the owners have placed their complete confidence and trust in me and that I have signed a letter of agreement, a contract, in which I have accepted that responsibility?
Number 47, L. Driver, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2.
B. Something I've always been curious about. Just between us girls. What did you say to Pai Mei to make him snatch out your eye? I called him a miserable old fool.
Number 46, Yosef Tarasov, John Wick.
Oh, I love dogs.
Number 45, Clarence Boddicker, RoboCop.
How you doing?
Unlike many 80s action films, RoboCop is surprisingly rich in thematic material, touching on matters of corporate greed, ethics, and morality. Still, villains from this era are not exactly known for their character depth.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not making myself clear.
Flashy, exaggerated, and over the top, Clarence Boddicker embodies all the characteristics of the 80s villain template. The crime lord is hateable from the get-go, destroying our protagonist's body and forcing him to live as a cyborg. Boddicker and his gang's campy mannerisms and one-dimensional personalities are designed to get on our nerves, making us root even harder for the hero to bring them down.
I give up.
I'm not arresting you anymore.
Hey, oh, wait a second.
What he lacks in depth, Boddicker makes up for in viciousness, underscoring why he is the designated baddie of this story.
I am not a RoboCop!
Number 44, Frank Booth, Blue Velvet.
Hey, you want to go for a ride?
No, thanks.
No thanks? What does that mean?
I don't want to go.
Go where?
For a ride.
A ride! Hell, that's a good idea.
Number 43, the Beldam, aka the Other Mother, Coraline.
So, you're back. And you brought Vermin with you?
No. I brought a friend.
You know I love you.
You have a very funny way of showing it.
Number 42, Bob Ewell, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Hey, Captain, somebody told me just now that they thought that you believed Tom Robinson's story again, Iron. You know what I said? I said you wrong, man. You dead wrong.
Number 41, Albert Mr. Johnson, The Color Purple.
She'll be back. She'll got talent. She can sing. She got spunk. She can talk to anybody. She can stand up and be noticed. But what you got? You're ugly, you're skinny, you're shaped funny, and you're too scared to open your mouth to people.
Number 40, Li'l Zé, City of God.
Quem falou que a boca é tua, rapá? Quem falou que a boca é tua, cara? Qual é, Dadinho? Dadinho é o caralho, meu nome agora é Zé Pequeno, porra. O nome dele é Zé Pequeno, tá entendendo? E tu vai cair, filha da puta. Mata não, que ele já entendeu.
Whether as Little Dice in childhood or Li'l Zé as an adult, he is a terror since day one. But that's the toxic cycle in City of God, which follows a system that molds tyrants out of children. The favela's violent underbelly is a hotbed for crime, with Zé at its center. Although a product of his environment, Zé's thirst for violence remains unmatched even against his most vicious peers. Sure, we follow his story, but that doesn't mean we're on his side. Because Zé doesn't just abandon his morality, he forsakes everything that makes him human.
Preciso da namorada, Zé.
He backstabs his friends and torments everyone in his rise as a crime lord, only to die like any other forgotten runt. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, right?
Vocês têm que sair pra fazer uns assaltos aí, ó. Pra poder levantar minha boca.
Quem disse que a boca é tua, Zé?
É tá maluco,
quem
mulher?
disse, meu irmão? Esse é pelo nosso amigo, filha da puta! Ataque soviético nele!
Number 39, Annie Wilkes, Misery.
Don't feel bad, Paul. It was bound to happen sooner or later. It's a sign. You see, I've known for some time why I was chosen to save you. You and I were meant to be together forever.
Number 38, Major Arnold Ernst Todt, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Good evening, Fräulein.
The bar's closed.
We are not thirsty.
Number 37, P.T. Barnum, The Greatest Showman.
I recently had the privilege of hearing the most divine voice
I've ever heard.
Suddenly, he's a connoisseur.
Now, I know that sounds like Barnum humbug, but I have 100 bottles of good champagne on ice that says this isn't just another sideshow novelty.
Number 36, Shooter McGavin, Happy Gilmore.
Trying to reach the green from here, Shooter?
That's not possible, sir.
I beg to differ. Happy Gilmore accomplished that feat no more than an hour ago.
Well, moron, good for Happy Gilmore. Oh, my God!
Number 35, The Wicked Witch of the West, The Wizard of Oz.
Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you? No. No, it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill anybody. Well, my little pretty, I can cause accidents too.
Considered by many as the quintessential classic villain, the Wicked Witch of the West remains a cinematic icon. From her signature green skin to her over-the-top demeanor, and bolstered by Margaret Hamilton's timeless performance, the character remains etched in history.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Harboring a petty resentment towards Dorothy, the witch targets our heroine throughout the story. From unleashing her army of flying monkeys to trying to set the Scarecrow ablaze, she embraces every cruel tactic to gain victory. Whether viewed through nostalgic eyes or a childlike lens, we always cheer in delight watching this baddie melt away and receive her just desserts.
Oh, what a world, what a world! Who would have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! Look out! I'm going!
Number 34, Scar, The Lion King.
Long live the king.
Number 33, Lee Woo-jin, Old Boy.
아무리 짐승만도 못한 놈이어도요. 예? 살 권리는 있는 거 아닌가요? 예?
Number 32, Carlo Rizzi, The Godfather.
Sbazzini.
There's a car waiting for you outside. Take you to the airport. I'll call your wife. Tell her what flight you're on. Now get out of my sight.
Number 31, Walter Peck, Ghostbusters.
Forget it, Venkman. You had your chance to cooperate, but you thought it'd be more fun to insult me. Well, now it is my turn, wise ass.
He wants to shut down the protection grid, Peter.
You shut that thing down, and we are not going to be held responsible for whatever happens.
No,
we won't be.
Shut it off.
Responsible.
Number 30, Lotso Huggenbear, Toy Story 3.
Well, hello there. I thought I heard new voices. Welcome to Sunnyside, folks. I'm Lotso Huggenbear.
Whenever a mysteriously kind and caring character appears in a Pixar film, you know they've got a secret to hide. Lotso might just be the worst offender of them all. Masquerading as the cheerful leader of Sunnyside Daycare, the villain runs the place with an iron fist.
Listen up, folks. We got a way of doing things here at Sunnyside. If you start at the bottom, pay your dues, life here can be a dream come true. But if you break our rules, step out of line, try to check out early, well, you're just hurting yourself.
While his backstory might stir some sympathy, he's all bad by the time we meet him. Lotso abandons the purpose of being a toy, choosing to rule through fear instead. Any hope of redemption is lost when he condemns our heroes to perish in what would have been a fiery demise. After everything he put Woody and the gang through, his ending feels a lot more merciful than it should have been. Enjoy the view, Lotso.
Hey, buddy, you might want to keep your mouth shut.
Number 29, Mr. Potter, It's a Wonderful Life.
What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir 'em up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas. Now.
Number 28, Miss Agatha Trunchbull, Matilda.
Confess.
it's hard for me to remember a specific cake.
This one was mine. And it was the most scrumptious cake in the entire world.
My mom's is better.
It is it? How can you be sure unless you have another piece?
Number 27, Emperor Sheev Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, the Star Wars franchise.
Your hate has made you powerful. Now, fulfill your destiny.
Number 26, Mary Lee Johnston, Precious.
I did what my mother told me that I was supposed to do with my child. So that's what I did. And you're sitting up there and you're trying to judge me.
I'm not judging you, but you're asking me for money and you're asking me to be reunited with your grandson.
But Miss Weiss, I don't like you looking at me like that.
Number 25, Yong-suk, Train to Busan.
당신들 말이야. 지금 기차 안에서 무슨 일이 벌어지고 있는지 몰라? 왜 천안역에 안 세우는 거예요? 에? 아니요, 알고 있습니다. 저도 대피해 있는 상태고요. 하지만 관제실에서 그렇게 하랍니다. 저 지시를 따라주세요. 아, 무슨 관제실 타령이야 지금?
Zombie stories usually depict humanity at its worst, and Yong-suk more than proves it. Unscrupulous and utterly detestable, he gets on our nerves throughout this film. Apart from just being obnoxious, Yong-suk actively puts everyone in danger, even if it means literally throwing someone straight to their death. Cowardly to the core, he becomes the most toxic presence on the train. It doesn't matter who he has to sacrifice or what lines he must cross. Yong-suk never hesitates to put himself first. It's not just his actions that are infuriating. It's the fact that his selfishness feels unsettlingly real. So, if the zombie apocalypse ever does hit, just hope you don't find yourself stuck with a Yong-suk of your own.
아저씨, 저 무서워요. 집에 좀 데려다 주세요.
Number 24, Alex Forrest, Fatal Attraction.
I don't know what you're up to, but I'm gonna tell you it's gonna stop right now.
No, it's not gonna stop. It's gonna go on and on until you face up to your responsibilities.
What responsibilities?
I'm pregnant. I'm going to have our child.
Alex, that's your choice, honey. That has nothing to do with me.
I just want to be a part of your life.
Oh, this is the way you do it, huh? Showing up at my apartment?
What am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You change your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
Number 23, Warden Samuel Norton, The Shawshank Redemption.
Terrible thing. Man that young, less than a year to go, trying to escape. Broke Captain Hadley's heart to shoot him. Truly it did. We just have to put it behind us.
Number 22, Hans Landa, Inglourious Basterds.
I'm sure this mission of yours has a commanding officer. A general. I'm betting for OSS would be my guess. Ooh, that's a bingo.
Number 21, Bill Lumbergh, Office Space.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay? Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday.
Number 20, Mayor Larry Vaughn, Jaws.
We're really a little anxious that you're rushing into something serious here. It's your first summer, you know. What does that mean?
Not every despicable character is a big bad who commits atrocities. Sometimes it's the one who does nothing whom we hate the most. In Larry Vaughn's case, his stubborn desire to put profit over public safety directly results in the loss of innocent lives. Despite clear warnings and mounting evidence, Vaughn ignores the crisis, leaving him with blood on his hands.
August? For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. It's going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
With no warmth or well-mannered appeal to offer, his smarmy, delusional attitude only highlights his incompetence. A man-eating shark may be the primary threat, but it's a gutless politician who leaves us boiling with rage.
My kids will not be true.
Number 19, Terrence Fletcher, Whiplash.
3, 4. Yep, that's right.
At first, he seems to play the wise old teacher trope, offering hope and guidance to an ambitious young talent like Andrew. But as we soon find out, Fletcher is a fire-breathing tyrant in disguise. Masking his incessant need for control as a pursuit of perfection, he pushes his students to their breaking point.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
Rapid insults and a sinister glee in his pupils' suffering swell his massive ego with each scene. The psychological trauma and gaslighting he displays make him a cautionary tale of unchallenged authority. His arrogance and lack of personal growth not only invite our resentment, but also have us celebrating his eventual downfall.
Some parents got a kid from Sean Casey's year, I think, to say some things about me. Although why anybody would have anything other than peaches and cream to say about me is a mystery.
Simply put, Fletcher absolutely sucks. Number 18, Margaret White, Carrie.
The teenager's path to salvation through the cross of Jesus.
There are bad parents, and then there's Margaret White, who sets the standard for everything a parent should never be. Exceedingly paranoid and fanatic, she sees sin in every aspect of humanity. Along with shattering her daughter's emotional fragility, she ultimately tips Carrie over the edge.
The boys! The boys! Yes, the boys! After the blood come the boys, like sniffing dogs!
Margaret controls every part of her daughter's life through punishment and manipulation, wielding religion like a loaded weapon. Convinced the devil resides in her daughter, she refuses to confront the demons consuming her own soul. Despite fierce competition from the likes of Chris and Billy, Margaret manages to run away with our complete loathing. Number 17, Cal Hockley, Titanic.
We'll both have the lamb. Rare with very little mint sauce, eh? You like lamb, right, sweet pea?
Elitist, possessive, and shamelessly opportunistic, Cal steals the title of the worst fiancé in film history. Treating Rose more like a trophy than a person, the only thing he cares about is maintaining his image.
I'm your fiancé.
My fiancé! Yes, you are, and my wife in practice, if not yet by law, so you will honor me.
Consumed by the need to win, Cal might just be the poster boy for toxic masculinity, dictating Rose's every move and lashing out when he loses. By the time the ship sinks, he's shed his polished facade, willing to commit murder and exploit a lost child to save himself.
We have an understanding then, Mr. Murdoch.
While he does walk off the Titanic with his life, it's at the cost of his fiancée and all his respect. Number 16, the Armitage family, Get Out. Calling this clan entitled and racist doesn't cover it.
Attaboy, better get used to saying that.
Please, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. She's right, I'm wrong.
We might have to invent a whole new word to describe just how deranged they are. Equal parts sick and demented, the Armitage family and their circle prey on innocent black people through a horrifying form of mind invasion. Beneath their polished smile and warm words, each member completes a piece of a revolting puzzle. They don't see it as racism. They see it as a form of evolution.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Motivated by a warped sense of righteousness, the family secures its place among the most disturbing characters in cinematic history. Thankfully, Chris's roaring rampage of revenge puts them down with the kind of brutality only monsters deserve.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house.
Number 15, Cypher, The Matrix.
I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious.
Disillusioned and bitter over Morpheus's failed promises, Cypher longs for the Matrix's artificial comforts. Honestly, we get it. The real world really isn't all that great. But that doesn't mean selling out your entire crew and coldly murdering them one by one. Cypher's desperation to escape highlights his biggest flaw, choosing fantasy over freedom.
God, I wish I could be there. And they break you. I wish I could walk in just when it happens.
If that means cutting a deal with the equally loathsome Agent Smith, then so be it. His moment of betrayal peels back his true self as a morally bankrupt man who only cares about self-preservation. Fortunately, his sinister plans get zapped before they see the light of day.
Whether or not, you piece of shit, you're still gonna burn.
Number 14, Mrs. Carmody, The Mist.
I just want you to know that it's okay. Being scared, I mean. And, well, if you need a friend, you know, someone to talk to.
I have a friend. God up above. I talk to him every day. Don't you condescend to me.
The last thing anyone needs in a panic situation is a paranoid lunatic. While the threat of the Mist is terrifying in itself, Mrs. Carmody turns things up to 11. A fanatic convinced beyond reason, she fractures the survivors to turn them against each other.
They, people who refuse to bend to the will of God and claim it privilege, sinners and pride. Yes, haughty, privileged. They mock us, they mock our God, our faith, our values, our very lifestyle.
By the time things escalate beyond control, we're left wondering who the real threat is, the monsters or Mrs. Carmody herself. She slowly morphs from a zealous fanatic into the very imprint of the devil, especially when deciding to sacrifice members of the group, including Billy. With Lovecraftian creatures on the prowl, things were always bad for the group. But under Mrs. Carmody's corruptive presence, their fear becomes a nightmare come to life. Number 13, Biff Tannen, the Back to the Future franchise.
Hey, McFly! What do you think you're doing?
Biff. Fans may look back on this beloved franchise with rose-tinted glasses, but there's nothing lovable about its despicable villain. Incapable of any kindness, Biff's entire existence revolves around domination and taking whatever he wants. Making George his personal servant is just the tip of the iceberg.
Get off of me! When are you gonna get it through your thick skull, Lorraine? You're my girl.
Biff Tannen, I wouldn't be your girl even if you had $1 million.
Ah!
His creepy fixation with Lorraine matches his willingness to kill, fully embracing his darkest desires. Biff has no problem ripping the fabric of time. Not if it gets him a life of undeserved luxury. And while he loves throwing the word around, it's clear the only real butthead is Biff himself.
So what's it to you, butthead? You know, you've been looking for a...
Number 12, Noah Cross, Chinatown.
Mr. Gibbs.
Giddis.
Giddis. You're dealing with a disturbed woman who just lost her husband. I don't want her taken advantage of. Sit down.
What for?
You may think you know what you're dealing with, but believe me, you don't.
Though played masterfully by John Huston, everything about Noah Cross is appalling. From his pretentiously large cowboy hat to his obnoxious habit of mispronouncing Giddis's name, Cross earns all of our disdain. Incredibly, murder and deception are the least of his sins, as Cross's treatment of his daughter breaks even the darkest of moral lines. Considering the film's real-world parallels, his actions are reflected through a haunting lens. Worst of all, he escapes unpunished, walking away with his crimes. It may align with the film's theme of corruption, but that hasn't stopped fans from being mad about it even half a century after the film's release.
See, Mr. Gitz, most people never have to face the fact that at the right time and the right place, they're capable of anything. Claude, take those glasses from me, will you?
Number 11, Immortan Joe, Mad Max Fury Road.
I am your Redeemer! It is by my hand you will rise from the ashes of this world!
The post-apocalyptic world of Mad Max brings the worst out of people, and Immortan Joe shows just how far humanity has fallen. Controlling the water supply and worshipped as a god by his army of war boys, Joe rules the wasteland through sycophantic devotion. With a harem of women as breeding tools for the perfect heir, Joe is hell-bent on cementing his brutal legacy for generations to come. From his monstrous appearance to his merciless mentality, he's the walking image of the devil on Earth. In a world ravaged by war and famine, he stands as a grim reminder that sometimes mankind is its own worst enemy. Number 10. Carter Burke, Aliens.
Ripley, we have to talk. We've lost contact with the colony on LV-426.
From the moment he shows up, Burke feels a little too friendly. But even the most skeptical viewers can't anticipate the depths this traitorous snake sinks to. A penny pusher more concerned about corporate gain than human lives, he's more than happy to toss Ripley and Newt to the wolves, or the xenomorphs in this case.
Look, those two specimens are worth millions to the bioweapons division, right? Now, if you're smart, we can both come out of as heroes, and we will be set up for life.
An agenda-driven backstabber in disguise, he exploits our heroine's trust throughout the film, flipping our perception of Burke entirely when his true colors come to light. While the xenomorphs act on primal instinct, Burke proves that the sting of betrayal leaves a far deeper wound. Number 9. President Coriolanus Snow, The Hunger Games franchise.
A little hope is effective. A lot of hope is dangerous. A spark is fine, as long as it's contained.
So,
contain it.
Not all evil is drenched in blood. Some wear debonair suits and rose lapels to mask its stench. President Snow rules through fear and oppression, deepening the divide between Panem's elite and its helpless underclass. Behind his polished charm and choreographed refinement is a predator in disguise.
Oh, make no mistake. She intends to take my place now. But I've been watching you. And you watching me. I'm afraid we've both been played for fools.
I don't believe you.
He has no qualms about pitting youngsters against each other into arenas of bloodshed, nor killing his own people to consolidate his position. Even when cornered and defeated, Snow remains convinced of his twisted philosophy. In his world, the ballad always ends the same. The snake wins and the songbird dies. Number 8. Judge Claude Frollo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Just so he's kept locked away where no one else can see. The bell tower, perhaps. And who knows, our Lord works in mysterious ways.
Among the long list of iconic Disney villains, Frollo stands out as the one who sends shivers down our spine. Lacking the endearing charm or playful edge of other antagonists, Frollo is the reason why the film ranks among Disney's darkest entries yet, radiating a disturbing energy from the moment he first shows up.
What are you doing?
I was just imagining a rope around that beautiful neck.
I know what you were imagining.
Such a clever witch.
From nearly throwing the infant Quasimodo down a well to condemning Esmeralda to a fiery fate, Frollo lives in unacknowledged sin. Too weak to resist his uncontrollable lust, he hides behind religion to justify his heinous actions.
Hellfire! Dark fire!
While some Disney villains end up as fan favorites, most look back on Frollo with nothing but hate and revulsion.
I will not tolerate this assault on the house of God! Silence, you old fool! The Hunchback and I have unfinished business to attend to.
Number 7. Denethor, the Lord of the Rings franchise.
You think you are wise, Mithrandir. Yet for all your subtleties, you have not wisdom. Do you think the eyes of the White Tar are blind? I have seen more than you know.
The Steward of Gondor is far less sympathetic in Peter Jackson's trilogy than in the source material. After all, who sits around feasting while their city burns? Depicted as a man consumed by pride and incapable of bearing responsibility, he callously abandons his people and his own son to die.
Why do the fools fly? Better to die sooner than late.
Denethor's cold detachment to the war amid his growing delusions only adds fuel to the fire, turning him into a major obstacle for the protagonists. While you might feel a slight twinge of pity, Denethor's descent into madness proves to be his downfall. By the end, his demise comes across less as a tragedy and more as a darkly comedic moment. Number 6, Percy Wetmore, The Green Mile.
Percy, you want to think about what you were doing just now?
I was trying to get the mouse. Are you blind?
Sometimes the worst characters are bad simply because they're meant to be. At least, that's the only way to make sense of why Percy behaves the way he does. Unabashedly vicious, he antagonizes the inmates of Cold Mountain Penitentiary without rhyme or reason.
Don't forget about mouthfeel.
Hey. There's no such place. That's just a fairy tale these guys told you to keep you quiet. Just thought you should know.
The relentless torture and dehumanizing treatment he inflicts on those under him is agonizing to watch. While he seems little more than a dirty coward, letting Edward die in horrifying agony cements his position among cinema's most detested characters. Though his grim fate might feel like divine retribution, it cannot erase the trail of torment and trauma he left behind. Number 5, Emperor Commodus, Gladiator.
But to the whole world, give you as only as loved me.
When someone murders their own father to steal the throne, you know the movie wants us to despise them. Thin-skinned and inherently pathetic, Commodus is a lost cause. Jealous of Maximus's bond with his father and the love of the people, he resorts to every dirty scheme he can think of. When that doesn't work, he stoops to stabbing his rival before their battle, and somehow still manages to lose. From wild outbursts, incoherent ranting, and delusions of grandeur, Commodus is completely insufferable. In the end, no matter how hard he tries to win the public's favor, he dies the same way he lived. A pathetic disgrace. Number 4, Nurse Ratched, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
If Mr. McMurphy doesn't want to take his medication orally, I'm sure we can arrange that he can have it some other way. But I don't think you'd like it, Mr. McMurphy.
Power can be a dangerous force. Just look at Nurse Ratched as one of its scariest examples. Ruling over the hospital with impunity, there's nothing this cold-hearted nurse won't do to stamp her authority. From verbal harassment to authorizing inhumane treatment against her patients, Ratched is completely merciless. In her world, maintaining dominance comes above all else, regardless of the cost.
Well, you don't have to tell her, Miss Ratched.
I don't have to tell her. Your mother and I are old friends, you know that.
Masking her cruelty with thinly veiled excuses, Ratched lords over the institution, destroying the sanity of its unfortunate residents. Tension brims in every scene she appears, making viewers dread the next trick she has up her sleeve. Her defeat offers some measure of justice, but the cost is all too high, closing the film out on a bittersweet note. Number 3. Captain Vidal, Pan's Labyrinth.
Otra cosa, capitán. ¿Quién le ha dicho a usted que la criatura es un varón?
No me joda.
Whether mowing people down in trigger-happy outbursts or smashing faces with a bottle, violence courses through Vidal's veins. Calling him sadistic would be an understatement. Ophelia's stepfather only in name, there is no paternal bone in the antagonist's body. Although love for his son might seem like a redeeming factor, it's more of an obsession with leaving behind his legacy.
Yo me quedaré aquí hasta el alumbramiento.
Cúrela. No me importa lo que necesite o lo que cueste. Cúrela.
The film's dark take on Alice in Wonderland inspires a glorious wonder, but Vidal is the hook that drags viewers back down to the ugliness of reality. You know a character's truly hateable when even their own actor despises them. In his opinion of Vidal, actor Sergi Lopez claimed the villain operates without justification, calling him a, quote, psychopath who is impossible to defend.
Decidle a qué hora murió su padre. Decidle que yo...
No. Ni siquiera sabrá tu nombre.
Number 2. Calvin Candie, Django Unchained.
I heard you've been telling everybody that Mandingos ain't no damn good. Ain't nothing nobody is selling is worth buying. I'm curious. What makes you such a Mandingo expert?
I'm curious what makes you so curious.
What did you say, boy?
Calm down, Butch.
Entitled, brutal, and unapologetically racist, Monsieur Calvin Candie represents the worst of the Old West. Surrounded by ego-stroking yes-men, Candie revels in his sense of superiority, failing to realize that his pretentiousness and hollow sense of culture are just desperate attempts at nobility. His smug arrogance constantly tests our patience, and in a story filled with vile and vicious characters, it's Candie's false charm that earns our greatest contempt.
Hey! Don't lay your palms flat on that tabletop! If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels of that sawed off. There have been a lot of lies said around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can't believe.
Even when he snatches the upper hand over our heroes, his pointless need for validation seals his fate. Honestly, his end came a little too quickly, but at least we get the satisfaction of watching his twisted Candyland go up in flames.
You uppity son of a...
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dolores Umbridge, the Harry Potter franchise.
You've been in this post how long, exactly?
As someone so irredeemably nasty, Umbridge makes Lord Voldemort seem like a stand-up guy in comparison. Behind the gumdrop-filled voice, sickly sweet demeanor, and that ever-present fake smile plastered on her face, she's like the substitute teacher from hell.
Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished. Don't you, Mr. Potter?
Doling out painful punishment disguised as discipline, Umbridge sees herself as a role model for authority and virtue. For someone who constantly twists the truth, her supposed hatred for liars is a hilariously ironic display of hypocrisy.
Can't do this. Actually, I can.
Once handed real authority, Umbridge drops the sugary act to reveal the fiend underneath, sentencing innocent Muggleborns to Azkaban for her twisted agenda. Hogwarts may be every Potterhead's dream, but with Umbridge in charge, the cupboard under the Dursley stairs doesn't sound so bad after all.
No, enough! I will have order!
Which film character gets on your nerves? Let us know in the comments.
It was a pleasure doing business with y'all. Now, gentlemen, if you care to join me in the parlor, we will be serving white cake.